Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Beyond the Frame. This is 15-Minute Fix, brand new show that we're bringing you today. I've got my sidekick, my co-host, Dottie San Martin, with us over here. Hi, Dottie.
Howdy, Jay.
Howdy.
Howdy.
Today, we're going to start off our brand new show. We've had this show in the works for months now. We've been talking about it. We wanted to do it. We finally made it come to fruition, and we're excited because our opening episode is a little tame episode. It's nothing major, but it's a good little start for us. And it's going to show all of our viewers what Dottie and I do on a kind of a daily basis with our customers, with a non-customer, with people that we work with through the Virtual Marketing Manager program. Right, Dottie?
Right, Jay. And I have to say, we actually found that this challenge had a challenge for us too. So, to hold it to 15 minutes was quite the challenge for us because we have so many things that we would like to be providing for the center that we're working with today.
And we talk nonstop about stuff like it's our passion. So we can easily talk for 2 hours about this, but we're not going to. Today, we're going to try to stick to our 15-minute time frame. Dottie, we have a special guest today and with a unique situation. So why don't you introduce our guest for us, please?
It's my pleasure. Thank you, Jay. Well, we have the pleasure today of having Jalana Davis from Rose City Bowl in Newcastle, Indiana. Hi, Jalana.
Hi, Jalana. Welcome to 15-Minute Fix.
Oh, you are so welcome. Well, we're really excited, and you have a very unique challenge that you came to us with that we want to go over, and we've actually put together 4 programs for you, so you will actually be able to start solving this challenge right away. Yep. Jay, how about you share with us what Jalana's challenge was?
Sure.
Jay? Or better yet, how about we ask Jalana to share?
Oh, I like that better.
Okay, let's do that.
Well, we have several events, fundraising events coming up soon, and I would like to know the best way to incorporate HyperBowling and extreme games into those so that, to increase the fun of the event and then also to help them raise more money.
Absolutely. Perfect. Absolutely. And you are a very unique situation. You have 28 lanes, you have Best X Ultimate, and you also have HyperBowling on all your lanes. Right. So you have some very unique things that you are able to offer your guests when they come into the center.
Yes.
And Jalana, give us a little background. You've not been in your position very long, correct?
No, it's actually just under 2 months that that I've actually even been in the bowling industry. My history is more management and marketing. So yeah, I'm learning a lot.
So you're going to see really the value of this. So I love how you think about this. You wanted to bring in use of your, we call them USPs, unique selling points that you have in your facility. You want to bring some of those to the forefront when you talk to your guests about booking events and when they're at the events to give that event more of a flair, more fun, more rewarding event for your customers. And that is a true testament of a marketer right there. So kudos to you for that.
Absolutely. And the other thing that it does is when you do have unique selling points like you have there at Rose City Bowl with the HyperBowling and some of the other features that you're able to offer, it gives you a competitive advantage. So you want to leverage those things in order to bring new events to your center. And then, of course, as you said, you want to incorporate these into the events that you already have. So there's multiple ways that you can utilize your unique selling points to actually grow your revenue in your business.
Right, you've got a little bit of that.
I would like to become the go-to place for fundraisers and these types of events.
That's where I was headed, because you've got a little bit of business that's already booked that you're going to introduce this stuff to them. They booked knowing that they're just coming to Rose City Bowl because it's going to be a fun time, and you're going to show them, boom. And then your future plans are, I want to show everyone else how they're going to have a good time when they come here, not surprise them, because now they're going to expect it. So that's a different marketing tactic right there. And that's important to note. By showcasing those unique selling points within your marketing materials, you're going to attract that future audience that you're talking about here. Now, the way you need to make sure you do that, in my opinion, is your messaging has to be clear in that marketing material. And Dottie and I have talked about this. You don't want to give everybody the kitchen sink all at once. In other words, if I had, it does overwhelm them. If I had a card collection here, say we were playing Pokemon, right? And I had all these cards out in front of me, and you walked by my table and I said, hey, Jalana, look at this. And I show you all my cards, and you're going to go, oh, wow, that's really cool. Good job. Nice collection. And you walk on. If you walk by 12 minutes later and I said, hey, Jalana, look at this, you're going to go, I already looked at that. I see them all. But if I were to take one or two cards and say, Jalana, look what I have, and then you come by 12 minutes later and I have different cards, that's a different conversation you and I might be able to have. So when you create your marketing materials, make sure you're not showing everybody everything all at once. You pick and choose a couple of features that you feel is good for that particular audience, that particular event, whatever it may be, but switch it up and have other ones available so that when you are shopping or when people are shopping you, they're going to be able to browse at different things and go, that looks familiar and that looks interesting and I want to do that. So keep that in mind.
So the other thing that allows you to do is you're keeping it really simple. So when customers are coming to you and they're wanting to book an event, they're not the expert at this. They're leaning and relying on you to have a program in place that showcases what you offer that makes their experience top notch. So when you have programs that very clearly show what you have in mind for their experience to make it top notch, that's what they're looking for. They're wanting to say, add that to my event, or I want this type of event. And so that's what we've done today is we've provided you a couple of things that you can add to events to allow an opportunity to make, for example, if you add it to a fundraiser, it's going to allow the organization to make a little extra money. Or if you add it to a company event or a other type of group event, it's simply adding a layer of fun on top of what they came in to get. And that's where you're going to get that reoccurring business and that user-generated content of people saying, this was so fun, look what I did, and you're getting that word-of-mouth advertising. So you're going to grow in that respect. So Jay, why don't you talk a little bit about one of the programs that we put together?
My favorite one. Well, mainly because I'm really close to HyperBowling. I love HyperBowling. I think it's one of the most clever inventions that we've seen in the bowling industry in a long time. And customers love HyperBowling too. The hard part about HyperBowling is getting people to understand what it is and how much fun it actually is verbally. That's hard to do. But when you have a captive audience in front of you and you tell that audience, we are going to have a hyper challenge today, and you outline what this is in a very quick, succinct way, that makes everybody go, what's this? Oh, this looks like it could be fun.
Sign me up. I'm ready. It
Sign
sounds
me up,
fun.
right? So a hyper challenge is nothing more than just a contest, and it could be run many ways. I'm going to tell you the way I've designed it, but I'm telling you that's not set in stone. So if you had a group of 30 people, say, attending an event, I would run a hyper challenge. I would give them the flyer. It tells them, here's what we're going to do. It's 3 levels of play, and it's an elimination style. That may not work for every group, but maybe it'll work for, some groups. 30 people play on Hyper Bowl level 8, 1 round. So it's only 5 balls. Doesn't take very long. They have a score sheet and they write down their final score. Everybody turns their sheets in, and you tell them, I'm going to cut the field in half. That number can be whatever you want. And then the top 12, the top 17, top whatever are going to move on, we'll say. And after the first round, it's excitement. Everybody's gathered around. What's the number? Who gets to move on? And you move, whoever had 1,200 or more gets to move on. They come and they play level 8 of Hyper Bowl Pro, which is another hard program. It's much more difficult. Scores are going to come down a little bit. And then you say, we're only going to take the top 4 people to the finals. And now all the group is gathered around watching those 4 players bowl in the finals, which is on Hyperactive. So when you understand the differences between those 3 games, which you may already do, but when you understand those differences, you're going to see how much fun this really is. You create an event where there is going to be a champion, and everybody within this group is going to be pulling for somebody else, right? So it could end an event, but it could also start an event. You could start out the whole entire corporate event with this fun little challenge, and then everybody could go into regular bowling or whatever the other thing you had planned. So the hyper challenge is a really great way to expose everybody in the building to hyper bowling, show them the fun that it is, let them experience it, but also crown a champion and have some fun with it. And you're going to get the collateral for all that too.
Absolutely. So Jalana, if you have an event that is already scheduled and you're looking for something to add to it, to add another layer of fun, another program that we put together for you. And again, everything that Jay just talked to you about as far as the Hyper Challenge, we have all that collateral for you. So you could go out today and you could execute that program with your guests today, or you could promote that program to future events that are coming in. The Hyper Shot or the Big Shot Challenge is basically something that you can add to an event. So if you have a company party coming in and you say they're already booked and you want to add something to that to make that a really memorable experience, then you can add the the Big Shot Challenge. And basically you would give each guest that came in a ticket. And that ticket is good for one attempt to get a strike in hyperactive when the purple target comes up.
Which is the 10x multiplier. It's super hard to get.
It sounds like it's super easy, but it's not. So they get one ticket, and you would have, you could do it however you wanted. You could have a dedicated lane that they could go down at any point in time and try it, or you could wait till everybody finishes and just have each person.
It is a managed event, like Dottie said. You will have somebody who's down there running it with them and calling them, the next person up. You take your turn, and then like Dottie said, if they get the Hyper Shot, which is all 10 pins down with the 10x multiplier, they would win the grand prize.
So if you want to add that to a fundraiser, you can actually have someone sponsor that event and put, sponsorship money towards that event. And if, as the participants come in, they could say, pay $5 for a chance to attempt the Hyper Shot. And if they get it, they would win, 50% of the pot or the whole pot, depending on how the organization wants to handle the sponsorship of that event. If you want to take that up a notch, the center could actually offer an additional prize if that person is streaming live while they attempt and they hit it. Then the center could add, a $100 gift card or whatever you choose to add. So that's something that if you already have something booked, you can quickly add that to the event to take it up a notch. Or we have put together collateral material for you to actually encourage people to come to your center to be able to participate. You can add that to your event, to any event. If you want to upcharge for that, that's certainly an option that you can do. Or if you want to just add it as part of the experience that they have, that is okay too. So any of this sound like it's something that you'd be able to bring in additional people with?
Absolutely. These are great ideas. And now it's a matter of, okay, this group would probably like this one really well, the ones we already have scheduled. But yeah, just putting it into action and figuring out all the details.
And you just hit on something. You have to match what your unique selling point is with the audience that you're going after.
Exactly.
So, what we're talking about today is something that's very applicable to fundraisers and corporate events and other group events. You'll think of a lot of other uses for it as well. Then when you go to, and we're running low on time, we want to be very mindful that we're on 15 minutes. So we're going to provide you 4 programs, but we're going to choose one more to go over with you, and then we will work with you off camera on the other one that we're not going to get to today. But the last topic was also Mad Games, and we can do the same thing. If you have an event coming in that's already scheduled, do a Match My Boss. Have the boss come in just a few minutes early. They're going to create a character, and then everybody gets a chance to match the boss, that the character that he has bowled or she has bowled, and for an opportunity for a prize.
You should have the collateral available for the Match My Monster contest, which you got through VMM. And Match My Boss is just a spin-off of that. Instead of you creating a character or a monster to match, the boss or the lead person in the group will do that. And it's a fun, quick way to just spin that off. Dottie, can I just tell her about the last thing?
Yes, but
Because
let
she
me go
didn't
back.
ask.
Let me
Yes,
go
go
back to match my boss real quick. Jelena, the other option that you have with that is, Jay started to touch on this. When you are looking at what other audiences this is applicable for, keep in mind, you can do the very same thing with the monster, and that is extremely attractive to children. So to add it
and
to
some adults.
and some adults, absolutely. Jay and I are guilty of that. So, you know, so keep that in mind. And then we're going to just touch on the last little topic, and then we're going to have to wrap it up for today.
Yes, I know you didn't request Best X content, but you have another USP, another very really good feature available at your fingertips to use, and that is the YouTunes Boss feature. And a lot of people forget about the Boss feature. This allows you to highlight one of the players within YouTunes that comes as a group as the boss, and it makes their character show up in the graphics, their picture, in really fun, unique ways.
And keep in mind, it doesn't have to be the boss. It
Right.
could be the guest of honor, the person retiring. It could be the principal. It could be the teacher.
Coach. It could be anybody, right? Like the head person, you know, somebody they want to make fun of. It could just be a group of friends and they want to make fun of Gina. Gina's going to get her picture taken and she's going to have some fun. So you've got 4 programs
we have
available.
Provided you 4 programs. We will send you the link. All of the material that we provided for you will be, it's all customized with your center logo on it. It's ready to go. You can start working on that today. So I want to say thank you very much. I hope that this has been helpful for you. I hope that we have solved your challenge, and I will work with you afterwards to get you the link to all of your collateral.
Perfect. Yeah. Thank you.
What do you think, Jalana? Is this something you're going to attack today, right?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
I'm setting aside everything else today, and it is this right here.
Good.
Awesome. Well, don't be surprised if we circle back around and we ask you to be a guest on the show again, so that we can hear firsthand what you've done. So I'm gonna give ourselves an excuse for this being our first show. That's why we've gone a little bit over. Jay and I are going to be very mindful this point forward of our 15 minutes. But
we won't have to introduce it as much next time. That's my
yeah. So anyway, Jalana, thank you so much for bringing this challenge to our attention and for being able to be on our show today. And we really hope that this has been helpful for you.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
If you're watching and you found what Jalana has as a similar situation in your center, you've been more than welcome to take some of these tips and tricks that we've shown her and apply them to your situation. Now, if you need a little bit more help, don't be afraid to call up Dottie or myself and ask us about the Virtual Marketing Manager program or even about a certain situation. Better yet, if you've got one problem that you're looking to solve, submit a 15-minute fix online or just drop an email to
successcoach@cubicaamf.com. And also keep watching on the blog, because we will take some of these ideas and go into more detail on the blog in future posts. So Jalana, thank you very much for being our guest.
Thanks, Jalana.
You're awesome. And you have a great afternoon.
You too. Thank you.